So today we're going to do some foam rolling of the calf, and within there there's going to be one really important message which you need to do on all of your foam rolling, and it's the first thing I ever learned as a massage therapist. It's very simple, and all you have to do is make sure that when you're applying pressure to your muscle and foam rolling, that you roll it and the pressure is when you go to the heart. When you come back, the pressure comes off. So the pressure when you roll your muscle is not a constant one. So take your foam roller, put it under your right calf, and the first thing we're going to do is just very lightly warm up your calf. I'm going to presume that this is somewhere towards the start or the end of a workout session for you, and that your calves are probably warmed up already. Maybe do some barefoot running kind of technique where you use your calves a lot in terms of spring and propulsion. So I'm just going to rotate the foot and get different parts of the calf warmed up. So the reason why, which you probably remember from school, is that veins go towards the heart only. They're not pumped by the heart, they simply move back through muscle contraction and foam rolling and massage. Now, stopping the blood from pooling in your feet are a series of valves, and if you push against those valves, i.e. you put pressure coming back down, then those valves get weakened and you start getting something called varicose veins. So whenever you foam roll, make sure you're always putting the pressure on as it comes towards your heart. Right, that's warmed up. From there, my next move is I'm going to find a tight spot somewhere down the middle of my calf. So I'm going to find a tight spot, point the toe a little bit, and I'm going to squeeze the muscle, push down and release. Squeeze, release, squeeze and release. Then I'm just going to lightly push that through again. So I'm looking for some knots on this one. Here we go again. So I'm going to roll down, find a tight spot somewhere in the middle of the calf, I'm going to push down and squeeze the muscle, release. Squeeze, release, squeeze and release. And then roll it through again. So I'm finding some knots and break them up by putting some pressure through it, trying to put some blood pressure through that. Right, let's go to the outside of the foot now. So same thing again. You're going to go to the outside of the calf, find a tight spot, squeeze, release, squeeze, release, squeeze and release, and then go through, just kind of flush it through, find another tight spot on the outside. I've got one that's a bit further up, and just squeeze, release, squeeze, release, squeeze and release, and then flush that through again. So whatever deep work that you're doing on your calf, so that squeezing and the pushing, you then want to flush the blood through the system just as if you were having a massage. Then we're going to come to the inside of the calf, put a bit more pressure on, find a tight spot, squeeze it and push down and release. Squeeze, release, squeeze and release. Flush it through. It's worth mentioning also that if you have varicose veins, then don't foam roll them. Very bad idea. Find a tight spot, squeeze, release, because that could burst a vein. In essence, I wouldn't massage you, I wouldn't massage a varicose vein, I'd massage around it, and it helps take the pressure off, but you don't want to foam roll directly over that. Okay, coming back to center. Next thing we're going to do is you're going to find your tight spot again, and all we're going to do is just twist from left to right with your foot. Twist it from left to right, roll it a bit further, find another tight spot. So what we're doing here is we're unsticking the muscles or the fascia under the muscles. Find another tight spot and just twist left and right, and then a little bit further again, twisting left and right, and then flush it through. So the muscles get stuck together And the fascia, which surrounds the muscles and just about everything in your body, also gets tight. And we're just trying to move that around to unstick it. So to the outside, find a tight spot again and just move your foot left and right. And then find another one, left and right. This shouldn't hurt too much. If it does, just take the pressure off. And then find another one, or a fourth one. I'm just going to release it there, and then I'm going to flush it through again. So whatever I've released, I'm going to then assist it, the blood and whatever is within it, to come back to the heart by flushing it through. And that will be at a lighter pressure as well. So to the inside, just going to move the foot left and right, and then roll it up, a bit more pressure, roll it again, and then flush it through. Like so. And then finally, we're just going to do this for the bottom, or one or two parts of the calf anyway. So, put some pressure on, roll it, find your tight spot. From there, I want you to bring your toe towards you to stretch the muscle and release. Roll it a bit further, stretch the muscle by bringing the toe towards you and release. Toe towards you and release. Toe towards you and release. And then bring the toe towards you and release. Find something on the outside, point your toe and then bring it towards you. Find a tight spot, bring your foot towards you. Now this one is moving the muscle, kind of massaging the muscle by not moving over it, but by the muscle actually moving through it itself. This one is very much a fascial release. So the fascia that's surrounding it is being, which might be stuck against the muscle is kind of moving under it. You're forcing it to move, to unstick itself. And it's a very good technique that you use in massage, and you can use in foam rolling as well. That's one side down. Let's go to the other leg. So, same thing again. Let's just warm it up slightly. So, move the leg around. Light pressure. You're just getting blood going through the system. You're warming up the muscle as if you're doing a normal warm-up. Only this time we're doing it with a foam roller. Go in, not much pressure, getting the muscle warm. And again, remember, if you have varicose veins, please do not foam roll over your varicose veins. Pressure is coming only as the foam roller comes towards you or towards your heart. So keep moving that calf around. And you're doing a bit of exploration as well. So before you start working on those tight spots, you're getting a good idea of where they are. Okay, so we're warmed up. Go to the center of the foot. So first part, once again, is to find the tight spot, put pressure on it, engage the muscle, and release. Engage, release, engage, and release. And then just flush that through. Find somewhere in the center a little bit further up. Engage, release, engage, release, engage, and release, and then flush it through. And then find something a little bit further up again. And engage, release, squeeze, release, squeeze, push, release. And then let's just flush that through. Let's go to the inside of the calf, find a tight spot, drive it, push down into the foam roller, engage, release, engage, release, engage, and release. Flush that through, searching for your next tight spot. Once you find it a bit further up, engage, release, engage, release, engage, and release. Flush it through. And let's find a third one on the inside. Engage, release, engage, release, engage, and release. Flush it through. Pressure coming on, pressure coming off. So you can't see me lifting my leg, but if I did, pressure would come through, and then I would lift my leg coming off. Obviously, we keep in contact. Right, find a tight spot on the outside of the calf. Engage, release, engage, release, engage, and release. Flush it through. And let's find a second one. Engage, release, engage, release, engage, and release, and flush it. So find another tight spot, we tack it into place, release, engage, release, engage, release, forcing the blood through it, or to build up in it, so that we can then flush it through. Okay, coming back to the lower part and middle part of your calf, so around your Achilles. Again, let's find a tight spot. Technique number 2, find your tight spot, and then you're just going to turn your leg left and right. Go a bit further down, and you'll feel that those muscles kind of crunching away and moving over each other. Push it a bit further down. So on this one, what we're doing is we're massaging the muscle in the opposite direction that its fibers run. So very often you can get a muscle unstuck by going 90 degrees to the way that it wants to go. Just flush that through, and then come to the inside. So find a tight spot, and then move your foot left and right. And then left and right again. And you'll know if it's stuck. So it's attacking it from 2 different angles, rather than just going in the direction of the muscle, go in a different direction to it, where it's a little bit weaker, but you'll be able to break it up. Because if you've got any damage there, for example, let's go to the outside. If you've got any damage there, then you will have some white blood cells that will be going over the muscle to fix it. Now these blood cells, go a bit further up, don't put themselves down like a bandage or a plaster. They don't stick on to fix it in the direction of the muscle fiber. They go in every direction. So by massaging or foam rolling in different directions in this manner against the grain of the muscle, then we're able to break up those white blood cells, and then it will lay some more down, hopefully in a better direction. And then just flush that through. And then we've got technique number 3, so back to the lower part of your calf. Point the toe, find a tight bit, and then push down, keep the pressure on, and raise your toe towards you. And that will drive the muscle under the fascia, the protective layer, and hopefully unstick it for you. And then flush it through. And then let's go to the inside, find a tight spot, point the toe, and then bring it towards you, point it up towards you, roll it down, find another spot, roll it down, again, roll it down, and bring it towards you again, and then lighter pressure to flush it through. And then to the outside, find a tight bit, bring your toe towards you, find a tight bit, pressure on, bring it towards you, tight bit, bring the toe towards you, and let's do one more towards you, and then flush it through. So we've just been massaging calf muscle. This is quite light now at this point, we're just flushing it all through again. So anything that we've broken up, so if it is white blood cells, then they're now in the bloodstream or floating around the muscle somewhere, and we're just going to encourage it through veins and the lymphatic system so it can be flushed out. And we are done. I hope you found that really useful. You can apply those techniques to other parts of the body, but I will do those in real time for you as well. And that is exactly how I massage. It's those same techniques, plus some others, but generally it's those techniques that I use in order to get rid of knots and sore muscles and injuries as well. Hope you find that useful, and I will see you soon.